Do you like fasted cardio? Do you believe in it? Is there some benefits from it, or what's your take? And a lot of the guys that I'm around do the fasted cardios. Yeah, just because Arnold, doesn't follow more than a couple hundred people in the world.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And this across the table from me is one of the people he follows. How wild is that?
That's crazy.
You know, you wonder what makes people like certain people and not other people. Like, I honestly feel like Arnold hates me. I do. He looks at me like I'm a literal piece of crap. I don't know why. And I have so much in common with Arnold. There's a really good reason for him to talk to me. You know, I was on the Governor's Council for Physical Fitness. I worked for him. I did the inner city games with him.
I'll guarantee if Arnold gets 2 minutes with you, he would think the world of you.
Really?
Yeah, no question about it.
That's right.
Yeah,
well, I mean,
yeah, I don't even slightly question that. I think Arnold would absolutely.
But why doesn't he? I mean, he blows me off in the gym like I'm just some attention-seeking.
Let me go the other side of that. People nonstop interrupt him, and so these weeks, I tell Wally, let's not go to Gold's for me, and let's go to Powerhouse because it's a little easier for me to get my full workout in at Powerhouse, but it still gets stopped. Gold's, we were leaving the gym, and it took me another 5 minutes to leave the gym. So imagine somebody at Arnold's level.
Yeah, it's very difficult.
Coming in and coming out.
I get that, but let me push back with this.
Go for it.
If you're Mike's really good friend, so Mike Ryan is Arnold's really good friend. They talk all the time. So you see me and you walk up to Mike and say, hey, this is my buddy Clark. He used to work for you when you were on the Governor's Council. He was with Jack LaLanne and all those people. He just wanted to say hi to you. Wouldn't you think that I would get a little bit more attention than just everybody else running up to you wanting a photo? Like if it came from a good friend?
I think it would. You got to look at it in a sense like where.
Yes, I think
the experience that you got to catch the person in the right mood.
Yeah, he was in the wrong mood for sure.
You know what I mean? So you got to look at the day that particular incident occurred.
Yeah.
So it could be that particular incident occurred on a day where he wasn't in the right mood. Maybe didn't get a sufficient amount of sleep. Maybe didn't get a sufficient amount of micronutrients, protein, carbs, and fats. There's certainly factors. There could be something. He could have got some bad news. He could have just had an argument with his girlfriend.
Maybe he just doesn't like me.
I think
you either got it or you don't.
No, it's not. You don't want to think.
Maybe you're Big Jeff over here, and he just wants to teach you how to pose.
Yeah, you don't have to always think that people don't like you, because I think the most important thing is this is not a liking competition. It's about just actually being a nice human.
I'm a great human,
and
that's why I'm mad that he doesn't like me.
Yeah, but it's not about people not liking you, because people could dislike you for numerous reasons that you may not be aware of.
Yeah,
it might just dislike you because your arms look bigger than theirs, and you're going to be 60 soon.
Yeah.
So let's get back to the original statement. Is that Jeffrey is somebody that Arnold follows?
Yeah.
And Jeff, I snagged him from, or Mona snagged him from the employment at Gold's Gym Venice.
Yeah.
But that's where the original relationship started with him and Arnold. Jeffrey, you tell the story.
I think the first day I worked at Gold's Venice, I asked one of the employees, I said, so does he really come in here? Does Arnold come in here? And he looks at the clock and he goes, yeah, about 15 minutes from now. And I was like, no fucking way. Sure enough, 15 minutes go by, Arnold pulls in with his bike. And I don't know why I did it, but I just said, yo, bam, I hit the shot. And he looks at me and he goes, nice, good, now do it. And he's told me what to do.
Right.
And then he came up and he said, do it like this. And he cranked my arms like that way. And then every time he came in after that, we would add something onto it. And so we just hit this whole routine.
5-piece, 6-piece routine.
Yes.
And there was one point where I wish we had a real film guy, because Serge is doing this. He blows it. Arnold is sitting there, stopped the gym. He's teaching Jeff, pulled Jeff from behind the desk. He's got him over set up, and he's like, now go and move. Now go, follow me. Yes. And he's going through this whole routine, and Serge is sitting there with his phone filming Jeff.
That's fine. I know.
The whole time.
I know.
Who cares about Jeff? Film Arnold filming, talking to Jeff, and film it. And it was such a moment.
Like the first time, I don't remember one word he said to me. I think the first time
It was just that.
we were just in it, and he was giving all this, and I was just like, I'm fucking here right now doing this.
It's a voice in your head, yeah.
It was crazy.
How early was it from you moving out from Michigan? Was it new?
A month?
Really? Wow.
Seriously, maybe like a couple weeks. I came from San Francisco, not Michigan. And then the easiest thing to do is get a job at the gym, right? You just walk in, they look at me, I know what to do. They're like, all right, yeah, cool. You start tomorrow. And then, it was just like that.
So the dream of, you were already in California, but coming to California and being at the Mecca and someday meeting Arnold, it happened like that.
It more than happened like that. Yeah.
It happened like that to the point of where it's not just somebody, but it's one of 200 people in the world that Arnold follows. So it's a cool concept. And so it's nice that doorway is open for Jeff.
Incredible.
Well, maybe you can introduce me to him and say, maybe Mike Ryan doesn't have enough clout and you do.
So that being said, just for you two guys, one of your fans here, one of the Bart Tren fans asked, how do you get so ripped and stuff? And so one of my questions to you both is that I know fasted cardio is a big thing, and it's not just a big thing to beginners or personal trainers that are just in the starting. I'm around the most elite, and a lot of the guys that I'm around do the fasted cardios. But I'm talking about the retired guys, the guys that did the competing, and they're somewhat of a shell of their old selves, but they really believe in the cardio. Is that an age thing? Is it a good thing to do? Is it a bad thing to do? What is your take for both of you?
I think, my take on fasted cardio is something that you've got to take into consideration, the scientific rationale behind cardiovascular, behind calorie consumption and calorie expenditure is way advanced than when it was back then. So the things that they were doing back then in regards to doing fasted cardio is what they knew. Just like when I first had my first bodybuilding coach, fasted cardio was on the actual, as to-do list, I'll say, as part of my cardio. And the whole purpose of fasted cardio is they believe that your glycogen level is lower in the morning through fasting, because you have your last meal around, say, 8 p.m., or 9 p.m. You go to bed for 6-7 hours. You wake up, your glycogen level's low. And the whole purpose of that is you're going to burn more calories throughout the day. So your body's going to be almost like a furnace.
So the cardiovascular you're going to do is going to burn calories throughout the day.
More calories throughout the day because your glycogen level is going to be lower when you wake up in the morning. That's the purpose of it. That's the whole purpose of it. The whole idea is that you're going to burn, your body's going to utilize more calories throughout the day for a particular task because your glycogen level is a lot lower in the morning when you did that fasted cardio. But scientific rationale behind everything now has changed in regards to it's all about calorie in versus calorie out. We all know, to reduce body fat, there's a massive difference, by the way, in reducing body weight and reducing body fat. We all know that. Reduction in body weight is a reduction in body fat, water, and muscle. The key is reducing body fat. Reduction in body fat, is just reducing body fat alone, not reducing in body weight. But you will reduce body weight by reducing body fat, and your body will look a lot nicer. So the whole principle behind now is about calorie in versus calorie out. So you want to be in some form of caloric deficit. So, again, this is what I explained to you yesterday. You want to find out your TDEE, which is your total daily energy expenditure, which is something that you can find out and see where you're at, what you need daily. I mean, if you're driving your car, I always say use your analogy of a car. If you're driving a car 5 miles, and you drive your car 60 miles, the 60-mile journey is going to require more fuel than a 5-mile journey. So if you're more active, your daily consumption of calories is going to be a lot higher. A lot of people, one, they don't track, so they don't know how much they're consuming. 2, they don't know what a TDEE is, meaning they don't know what a total daily energy expenditure is, and they don't know what they're burning per workout. I mean, the smartwatches are great. You can get a smartwatch, but they're not accurate. But the whole purpose of fasted cardio, I think, is very dated. So without me going off topic, I think it's a very old school way of thinking. It's something that I don't particularly believe in, but I find it hard to eat in the morning sometimes. Like I explained to you, off camera, saying I find it really hard to eat in the morning sometimes. I have my coffee, and ideally I might have a banana and then do my cardio. But lately I've just been finding it really hard. My stomach's been very temperamental. So should you be doing fasted cardio? I'll say no. Should you be monitoring your calorie versus your calorie in, your calorie out? I'll say yes. No matter what you're doing, you want to be in some form of caloric deficit, and your calorie in versus your calorie out, and that's where you're going to reduce your body fat. We're not trying for weight loss, we're trying for body fat reduction here. Your weight loss, your weight will come down gradually. I mean, like I've shown, I can drop 20 pounds in 8 days. Yeah, by using a lot of other technique, dropping water weight, some body fat, some muscle, but I can drop 20 pounds in 8 days, which I've done. So going back to your initial question, should you be doing if you're a young guy out there, and should you be doing fasted cardio? I'll say no. But should you be doing some form of cardio? I'll say yes. When should you do your cardio? Whatever time is best for you as an individual. Can you do it in the morning before you go to work? Do it. If you can't do it in the morning before you go to work, do it post-workout. Whatever time is best for you as an individual, that's all it is. It's just like training. Should I train in the morning, afternoon, evening? What should I do? What time is best for you to train? What time can you get to the gym and actually be able to complete your workout, feel sufficient energy to complete your workout without any problems? So that's it's just simple. Simplicity. Keep it simple, stupid. Kiss it.
Let me ask you, Clark, when you get that camera pulled around, and same question for you. Do you like fasted cardio? Do you believe in it? Is there some benefits from it, or what's your take?
I think that for some people there is, right? I don't do anything on purpose. Like I do everything by how I feel, because I've been doing this so long and I know what works for me. What I loved, what you said the most, was people get hung up on when to do cardio or how to do cardio. If we sat here and said that fasted cardio in the morning was the way to go, that would eliminate so many people from doing it at all, because they can't do it in the morning or whatever reason they have. So the fact that you just said, whenever you can do your cardio, that's the best. If you happen to have just eaten, still do your cardio, because I don't want anyone to think that the only way to get a benefit is when you're fasted. You might get more of a benefit.
Say that one more time for them, because I absolutely love what you just said.
Yeah, I don't want anyone to think that the only way you're going to get a benefit from cardio is if you're fasted, because that's what fasted cardio would make me tend to believe. So the human mind automatically says, oh, I can't wake up at 5. Oh, I just ate, so I'm going to just skip my cardio today. I would rather have
before you go on, that's such a great point. It's not the point that you made about fasted cardio. That's a metaphor for a lot of this stuff.
It's all of it.
Wow. I love that you said that. And so you say protein over carbs. You say fats are good for you. Fats are bad for you. That really does resonate with these people, and they're stuck in that mode. So that's beautiful.
Yeah. We got to realize who we're talking to. We're anomalies. We are a different percent of the world. And it's not that we're better and anyone's worse. We've just dedicated our life to looking a certain way. Let me give you an example of what that looks like in real time. This morning, I'm having breakfast at this little restaurant. I'm minding my business, had a nice vegetable omelet. I'm enjoying it. Out of my peripheral, I see a guy walk up. He's my height. He's, I found out later, 280 pounds. He looked right at me and he said, I need your help. Oh, wow. So if my first comment to him was, well, I need you to do fasted cardio, eat whitefish and asparagus and do all this sort of stuff, I would have completely lost him. But he said, do you mind if I sit down? I said, please do. So he sits down and tells me, I'm 5'8", 280. I said, I need you to get on the phone with somebody who's lost 100 pounds like you need to. So I called one of my guys. They got on the phone, and I let that person who's closer to him in proximity with what he needs to do speak to him on the behalf of someone who understands him better than I do.
That's great.
So I told this guy, and I looked at him straight in his eye. I said, you will die if you don't join my program or someone's today, because you walked up to me. You saw more than my bicep. You saw something emanating from me that said, this guy can help. And I said, you happen to sit down with the #1 guy on planet Earth to help you. How did that happen? If you don't join my program today,
Jeffrey,
it's going to be rough.
Close down the shop.
So
thanks.
Anyway.
No,
I think that's great. I think
right before you go, real quick, just going back to the point of fasted cardio. They both made great points.